She is pretty funny. She's cute. Oh, 10 more minutes.
Oh, we don't have to do 10 minutes. I just put it there to.
I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Pull this up. But we are live.
We're live?
Yep.
We're live?
Yeah, we're live. Boom.
Now hit the button?
Yep.
Now do I do it, producer?
Yes.
You gotta hit it in the right rhythm here.
Oh, yeah.
We're playoff pivot is back.
Yes.
How is everybody going? Everybody doing well?
Yep.
Okay, I'll do the introductions. We are the Pivot, playoff pivot version.
Yep.
We're a DraftKings show. We're going to build a playoff lineup, and we are brought to you by Bass
Bass
Bank.
Bank.
Executively produced by Toby Biocchini, who may or may join us on the chat. And I am Matt. We got Jared here producing.
Yep.
And we got the juice. Bringing the juice.
Yeah.
How you guys? You guys had a good last week?
Decent.
It's freezing here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, at Crybaby Hill Studios. It was nice to get up to 50 yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's amazing how warm 50 feels whenever you've been dealing with like
negative subarctic
2.
temperatures.
Yeah.
Hindsight, I started off the playoffs terribly. I may have finished last. I'm not sure. I stopped looking at some point.
Not as bad as me.
Nope.
Oh, better than you both.
You beat Juice by 10 points.
Wow. Well, Juice, we equally. And how did the show do?
12th.
Well, I mean, I think Brian, who was a regular listener, was up there in the top 5. He's one of my horses. Hopefully he can
What name is him?
be the Cowboys symbol.
B Cowboy Narby 29.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got 4th.
Yeah, go 4th. We might as well give him credit. Anyway, we'll hopefully do better this week. What was our problem last week? What did we miss?
Let's see here. We had on the show
We built around Cleveland, who lost drastically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very bad.
They started off great.
I know. We got the juice. We got the fire emoji from Juice, and then it unfortunately went downhill.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper was a letdown. Najee Harris was a letdown, and Melton, who was cheap, was also cold.
Yeah.
And Joe Flacco got most of his points in the first half.
Like in the first quarter.
In like the first quarter, so it was looking pretty hot. And then he decided to throw 2 pick sixes and reminded us all who he is.
You decided to become Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
So how did they win $1 million last week? Do you have that?
Yes, I do. Let's see here. $1 million, which I got 584 out of 4,000. Actually, this isn't the Millionaire Maker one,
wow.
but this is another tournament that'll probably have similar output. But
I'm guessing Prescott was part of it.
Josh Allen was the quarterback used
yeah,
at
yeah.
33.52. DeAndre Swift 10.6. James Cook 12.4.
Had to have some Aaron Jones.
Flex.
He did not.
Wow.
Yeah. Devontae
He
Smith
was really low owned everything.
25.8. Pickens 10.5. Godwin 14.5.
Well, it's not a high scoring week.
No, it was not. Kincaid 14.9. Otten, who we did use, 16.9, and then they had the Buccaneers at defense.
What was the total score?
148.12.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, this is out of 4,000. Like I said, this isn't the Millionaire Maker, but this is the
What?
one that got first here.
That can't be right, dude.
140. I mean,
Dude,
it was a
we
low
had
score.
someone score 192.
Yeah.
Yeah, our
Auburn
league-
Dave, if he would have entered that lineup into a couple tournaments, he would have made a bunch of money.
We don't know that he didn't.
Yeah, I hope he did, because that outscores this one by like 40
He
points.
put us in a tough spot, Auburn Dave.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming back from a lot of points down.
Well, I mean, even Tate had 183. I mean, so I don't think that's right, Jared. I'm wondering if that's the whole slate.
Oh, here I have this one. Oh yeah, 233. I did the
okay.
smaller tournament one. All right, this one did have Dak Prescott,
There we go.
Aaron Jones, Singletary, CeeDee Lamb,
Yes.
That sounds cool.
Puka Nakua for
I was like,
35.9.
dude,
That
None
lineup
of-
you
none of
read
these
off
guys.
sucked.
Yeah,
It did.
That's like
I should have won that tournament. I mean,
a showdown or something.
Yeah, like
the winner-
143. Like, Jesus
the winner
Christ.
gets a grand in that one.
How do I
should've-
enter that contest?
Well, it was available. It was only $3
that was
too.
that was the second half Cowboys contest.
They had Shakir.
It was the contest where they took all the good players out and only let you play.
Yeah. Shakir, Ferguson at tight end, 37.3. Holy crap. Auden at flex, and then the Texans. Obviously, the Texans had to be the defense.
Okay,
there
that sounds like a
because-
winning lineup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Thank
This
you.
one had a 233.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you.
233. I was looking
appreciate
at the
your
wrong
production.
That
tournament.
other lineup was in Jared's family contest.
Yeah.
Like that.
All
his
4,000 of
three
my
kids.
family members
You just kept
were in that
reeling
one.
off 10 points. And I'm like, okay, what contest do you win where you have
Now looking at it, I'm really sad I didn't win that one. So.
five people getting 10 points? Like, as long as you didn't get a negative, you're good on that lineup. Okay, well, hopefully
Hopefully that's eliminated.
we have better competition that we're dealing with.
Okay, great start on the show.
Yes. Okay, what should we talk about first? Should we talk about?
Let's talk about the games.
We're gonna go through all we have.
Well, let's talk about what happened last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Talk
I
about-
mean,
a little more. We'll stay on hindsight here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Houston against Cleveland. Houston spanked them.
I put on that I thought Cleveland would win in the fashion Houston won.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think I was the only one that was Houston. No, or was that with Cleveland.
I think you picked Houston on that one. I'm pretty sure one of us did, and I'm pretty sure it was you.
Yeah.
So can we agree that the Rams got ripped off?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we all now in agreement that either NFL refs are truly not normal human beings who can see things like normal people, or somebody's influencing the calls?
There's got to be some influence on some of these
I mean,
games.
come on. They wanted Detroit to win. We can agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't want Detroit to win against
If they play
Dallas
that game
for some
10
reason.
times, I think the Rams win that game 9 out of 10 times. I just think they were better. Anyway,
Anyways, on that game, I really didn't care who won because I wanted either one of them to win.
I liked both teams. But
Yeah.
I thought the Rams deserved to win.
I was happy to see Houston pull it out, and I was happy to see Dallas lose.
I was shocked by the Dallas result.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
dude. I could not believe that game. Like the first quarter, I was like,
I thought going into the week that I knew two things: that Dallas was going to win, and that I felt comfortable that Cleveland was going to win. Like other than that, I didn't. But
I had some trepidation about Dallas, but it was just because I think I don't know, man.
they just haven't beat any good teams.
There's something.
Plus,
there's
Jordan
something
Love has
there.
been hot.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, he
something there
has.
in that culture in Dallas that they are just in a mess. I was looking over at that game and looking at Mike McCarthy's face. I was just thinking he must be thinking he's going to get shit canned by the end of the game.
He didn't.
He didn't. Yeah, he got
Which is
extended.
mind-blowing.
Yeah. Pretty
And then How
crazy.
about the Eagles?
I kind of felt that was.
I
coming.
felt that way
I felt
too.
like Miami and the Eagles were both injured horses that needed to be shot and put out of their
The
misery.
32-9.
Well, I didn't.
I didn't
that
see. Yeah,
coming.
we didn't see that coming. But
I can't believe how bad their offense just shut down. I mean, it shows you that AJ Brown's an important part of that offense because they just shut down
Do
without him.
you think that Jalen Hurts is a huge quarterback next year? Like, I mean, are you going to like a top 5 guy going into next season?
I would say that him and Allen are probably still the top rated fantasy guys going in next year. Yeah.
I mean, Hurts.
I don't blame him for it. He was injured. I just feel like his weapons got
Yeah.
injured and the defense was just terrible.
I mean, that Eagles tush push makes Hurts so valuable. But the thing is they won't have Kelsey next year, so that tush push is probably going to look very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's an interesting thing coming into next year. Let's transition and talk about the games coming up this week. We've got how many?
4.
4.
Jared and I were talking before you showed up that we're excited about the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as a whole. This should be
I
fun.
think they all have the opportunity to be fairly high score. I don't see any like ones that we have to just cross off the list.
No.
I mean, Buffalo, Kansas City is probably going to have the worst weather. Is that fair to say?
Probably. I'm going to look it up right now. I kind of knew where you were going with the weather.
So we start off with game one is
Houston, Baltimore.
What are we feeling in that? I feel like that has the opportunity to be a pretty decently high scoring game. Right?
Yeah.
It's the lowest projected one on the slate.
That is?
Yes.
That surprises me. Okay.
Weather's a little bit of a factor.
What's the give us the
Temperature in the upper 20s with 15-mile-an-hour sustained winds gusting up to around 30 miles an hour. Not awful, but not
what's
great.
the point spread? What's the numbers?
43.5, I believe.
Okay. And that's the smallest projected total on the
yeah,
4 games? Wow.
yeah.
So we got some scoring. And game 2 is San Francisco, Green Bay. What's the projected total there?
The highest,
Oh, wow.
50.5.
Okay.
50.5. Wow.
They must think Green Bay's going to be able to score on San Fran.
Yeah.
And decent weather conditions
Yeah.
in San Fran.
Yeah.
It's not, and it doesn't San Fran doesn't do winter in January. It's some weird quirk that their weather is nicer in January than.
There might be a little bit of rain, but nothing.
What's the temp?
Doesn't say what the temperature is. I'm sure it's fine.
Fine, balmy,
Yeah.
58,
Yeah.
60 degrees.
Good football weather.
Saturday game 3 is
Tampa Bay, Detroit.
Detroit.
okay. That's got to be decently high scoring.
That's actually Sunday.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's,
Sunday.
that's the early Sunday game.
Sunday game 3.
49
Okay.
indoors in Detroit. So I think it's an interesting game. I mean, the Buccaneers are hot right now.
It's weird. I knew they got their Philly was their get right back game right after not being able to score against Carolina and New Orleans. Philly made them look like they could score points again. And then the last game is what, the highest total or not?
No. 40,
You said Green Bay was the highest total.
45.5.
And that's
Kansas City,
That's
Buffalo.
a night game. Buffalo. What's the weather looking like for that?
Cold, a little bit windy, but nothing.
No snow dumps.
Not a blizzard like last week.
Yeah. And both
Okay.
these teams are conditioned for this.
Yeah.
So
So like I said, no games to just scratch off. Right? They're all kind of there. Okay. Let's talk about a little bit of injury news. Is there who's banged up on these teams going into these games?
I don't think there's really any significant injuries on players that matter.
No.
I haven't heard anything either.
No. Gabe Davis is out still.
Okay.
For
That makes
Buffalo.
Shakir a little more popular.
I thought I had heard something about maybe Mark Andrews coming back, but no, doesn't look like it.
Good. I have Likely on my postseason
Yeah.
fantasy team.
Laporta's banged up, but he should be playing.
Oh, he looked good last week. He's
He looked
fine.
good. No, there's no real injury concerns. Stephon Diggs has a Q tag, but I think it's just precautionary. Nothing to worry about.
He's probably not going to get in the lineup anyway.
No.
Okay. Well, let's talk about who the public's playing. This is the section of the show where Jared and I guess who the public is playing, and we generally are wrong.
Oh, well, here's the deal.
This year, it's a little easier this week. We only-
Yeah, you only got 8 real choices at quarterback.
so,
So I hope you can get the top 5.
okay. I'm going to go. You want to guess? You want to start off?
Real quick, I will tell you, nobody jumps off the page at quarterback. It's fairly flat ownership percentage.
I could see that. I could see. I mean, the cheaper quarterbacks are tempting, and the expensive quarterbacks are really good.
So it's really, really pretty close.
Brock Purdy, number 1.
And
No, he is number 5.
Oh, wow.
that's funny to hit that. We haven't hit that in a while. I'm going to go with Josh Allen, the most expensive.
Number 2.
Ooh. I think the number one's easy. I think.
Is it Love?
No.
No, 7th.
Wow.
Lamar
Okay.
Jackson.
Number 1.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Wow, Matt's on it.
The whole
Ah, there we
I
go.
find it interesting that the 2 lowest owned quarterbacks are Jordan Love and C.J. Stroud,
They've got
Yeah.
That's
the young guns.
the matchups, right?
Yeah,
I was surprised Love is 7th because he's the cheapest option, or other than Baker Mayfield.
I think it's the at San Francisco part of the equation.
I agree. But the highest owned quarterback is Lamar at 18, and then 17 Josh, 15 Pat Mahomes, and then Goff is 14, and Purdy is 12. So, like I said, nobody's jumping off the page.
Okay. Let's. How about running back?
Running back. Let's go there.
You want to try again?
Sure.
You didn't do very well.
I did bad. I'm going to go with Aaron Jones.
I think that's a good guess.
5th,
Okay. I think Pacheco.
number 2.
Ooh.
Is McCaffrey number 1?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, that was easy. Let's hear that top 5.
So McCaffrey's number 1 at 33. Pacheco's number 2 at 31. Jahmyr Gibbs, 3rd at 24. Rashad White, 4th at 22. And then Aaron Jones rounds out the top 5 at 20.
It's crazy how big a difference there is between McCaffrey and the rest of the field.
Yeah.
Well,
Be interested
is,
if we
is
put.
it? I mean, what do you mean by that?
I mean, $2,000 from.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying he's point wise projected or anything, but he's just so much more expensive than the field.
There is a difference. He is got an 11-point differential in expected points.
Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty big.
I mean, if Green Bay can play like they did last week, Aaron Jones. Anyway, we'll talk about that. Okay, let's move on.
I mean, do you expect 3 touchdowns from Aaron Jones?
No. Let's move on to wide receiver.
This should be interesting, these guesses.
I am going to go with. I'll start.
Yeah, you go.
Rashid Rice. Is that his name?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Ooh, beat that.
Hot out of the gate.
Nico Collins.
3rd.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm shocked Jared didn't pick the other guy.
St. Brown.
Yeah, number 1.
Nice.
So the most expensive. I mean, it's a great matchup for him, right?
Yeah.
He's a good pairing with Goff too. And I think Goff is reasonably priced this week. Okay, we're going through this nice and quick. Tight end.
Well, hold on. Let's go to top 5.
Oh, we didn't. I thought we did top.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Matt's in a rush today.
I am. I got somewhere to be.
Amon-Ra St. Brown's 1 at 30%. Rashid's 27 or 28%. Nico is 26. Zay Flowers, number 4.
I think he's a good play this week.
And then Mike Evans rounds out the top 5 at 18.
We haven't played a lot of Baltimore's receivers in
No.
our lineups, but I think Zay Flowers is not a bad play.
Oh, you know who killed a lot of my lineups last week? Who's number 7th in the projected ownership?
Who was that?
One Mr. Jaden Reed, who got
Oh,
a goose
yeah.
egg, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did nothing. That
That's
was
weird
nothing.
too. It's
Surprising.
unexpected. Dobbs had a great game though.
yeah. Dobbs had a
Dobbs-
huge
yeah,
game.
Great game.
Okay. Well,
end.
let's do this. Let's build that lineup.
Tight end.
Oh, see, I am in a hurry. Apologize. Tight end, top 5, likely. That's my guess.
No,
Oh, not even close.
like number 9.
Ooh,
No,
he deserves that.
he's 9. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with I guess Kelsey.
2.
Okay.
Wow, good job. Kincaid,
6th.
Otten.
4th.
Oh wow.
Okay, give us the top 5.
George Kittle, number 1.
Okay, I didn't
Oh,
think
wow.
about that.
Travis Kelsey 2, Dalton Schultz 3, Cade Otton 4, Tucker Kraft 5th, and then Kincaid 6th. And there's not really anyone that's popping off in terms
Percentage.
of ownership. Yeah.
Who are they playing at defense? Why don't you just tell us who they're playing at defense instead of guessing?
Guess. I want you to guess. Just one guess. Each.
Chiefs.
5th.
I'm gonna go with Baltimore.
Number 2.
All right.
Niners are number 1.
I feel like we had a
Okay.
good little session there.
Yeah.
Better than usual.
Okay.
Niners 1.
Yep.
Who's 2?
Ravens,
Okay. 3.
Buffalo 3rd, Tampa Bay 4th, and the Chiefs are 5th.
That surprised me on the Chiefs. I thought the Chiefs would be more popular because I figured that matching him with Pacheco would be something popular.
You know what I find interesting is that the defensive pricing is very tight.
It really is.
There's not really anyone that's like $4,000, and then there's a $2,200 defense.
I mean, even the cheapest defense, Tampa, is not a terrible play. I mean,
No.
Detroit drops back a lot. They have
Yeah.
the potential for an interception or two.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to what I always say is the part of the show that takes off is who we lock and load. So this, because it's a playoff show and we're limited on the players and games we're going to talk about, we're going to build 3 lineups, right? We're going to build Jared's lineup really quick. We'll build my lineup, and then we'll build Juice's lineup. That gives you 3 different angles at this. And
Sounds good.
yeah. So Jared, I guess we'll just go, since we're building your lineup first, who are your lock and loads this week?
I want to do Goff and St. Brown.
I knew that already.
You took mine. That's probably who I would have gone with too, but I like it. Are you running it back with anybody on the Tampa team?
Maybe Evans.
I mean, Tampa's only 30th against the pass, or the Detroit's 30th against the pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know, Evans or Godwin. I could go either way. I just
It's your lineup.
depends on what other pieces we use. But I guess I'll go ahead and do Evans for now.
So you have Goff, Amon-Ra. Is that right?
Yep.
Evans?
Yep.
Wow.
So if it makes you feel any better, that's exactly the guy that got second to last week. That's how I built my lineup. So
You better find some salary savers.
Well,
pretty quick.
what defense do we go with? Do we just go with Bucks?
I like Kansas City, but it's up to you.
I like that. It's cheap, and
What do you think, Juice?
Josh Allen's always good for an interception.
I'm assuming you want to run it with Pacheco.
Yeah, I think Pacheco's fairly priced.
Okay.
What do you think? Do you want to do that in your lineup?
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue against Pacheco. They use him a ton.
Okay, so you got about, as Juice said, you got about 4,800. I say we go to the tight end position. I have a suggestion, but I'll let you say who you want because this is going to be very similar to the lineup I would have built if we were building.
So we have. Did you put Pacheco in?
I did.
Okay, let me see.
What 4,800 left?
Okay, 4,800.
So probably wouldn't pay up at tight end, and I would probably at worst go Kincaid at 4,800. I would try to probably get some savings and get your average salary back up here. If I were
like
you.
Cotton, maybe.
That's who I would have played. This lineup
Yeah.
is going to be exactly.
Kate Otten?
Yeah.
Cotton. That's his name now.
Did I say
It's called
Cotton?
Cotton, yeah.
He just called him
Well,
Cotton.
it's C period Otten, so Cotton.
I like
I
Cotton.
mean, it makes sense.
So for now on, he's Cotton.
He is
Cotton.
Cotton.
So we got Cotton in. This is like I said. I know how some of these links fit because I've built this lineup. But let's probably go back to running back because you're gonna have to save some money at running back. I think.
Yeah, but where would you do? I guess the cheapest option is Singletary.
That's not a.
What
bad
about
one.
a cheap wide receiver?
I think you're gonna have to have cheap wide receiver anyway. But your best bet at running back is Singletary at 5,700. You probably can't get much cheaper than that.
What about another tight end at flex,
Ooh,
like a cheap one?
I have a suggestion.
What's that?
Josh Reynolds.
Josh Reynolds.
I investigated this. It was either him or Williams for me. They both are salary savers, but Reynolds got a lot more action last week than
He did, and I'm doing golf. I will totally do Josh Reynolds.
You're welcome. Like I said, you might see this lineup in a tournament with my name on it somewhere.
So we got the running back and flex spot now at $5,900.
So you can pay a little more at running back if you want to. You can probably.
left if I do. I wonder if I could get McCaffrey in and pick a cheap player.
I don't
flex.
think that. I think that's going to take.
You
most.
could do Kraft. Actually, it fits like a glove, but I don't know if Kraft is a good option.
I don't
against San
hate that.
Francisco.
I think that's a decent run back on McCaffrey. What do you think, Juice?
I'm sorry, who was it?
He played McCaffrey, and now he's going to play Kraft in the flex. I don't hate that.
No, I don't either.
I didn't think to do that in my lineup, so that's definitely distinguishes from the lineup I built. I'll be honest. I kind of like the lineup. You're Jared, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like the lineup Jarrett built.
I love Cotton's lineup.
God. You like this lineup, really?
No, I do. I mean, I like getting access to McCaffrey, and
Yeah, I didn't think you'd be able to get McCaffrey when you have Evans and St. Brown.
yeah,
both.
got a lot of big names in that lineup.
Goff,
So
McCaffrey, Pacheco, Evans, Reynolds, St. Brown, Otten, Kraft, Chiefs.
obviously very correlated on the Tampa Bay Detroit game, but that's fine. I don't
It's
mind.
a good game to be correlated on.
Yeah.
Okay, you got that saved in?
Saved.
I'm going to clear this. Juice, let's have you go second this time. You
Oh,
had to
man.
take the leftovers last time, so I'll do it instead.
Okay.
Who's your
Lock and load.
Let me get the buttons pressed. Who do you like? Who do you think who's the must play?
Well, I'm really intrigued by the Kansas City Buffalo game. I
Oh,
think
wow.
This has the makings of like
A legendary game?
yeah,
I mean,
like an all-time game. So I'm feeling like I need to build around this game, but the pieces are
pretty pricey.
fairly expensive compared to the other games. So I'm
I
struggling.
could see
there.
like an Allen Shakir run it back with Rice type stack, and you're getting a lot of the usage, right?
yeah.
Shakir's gotten some usage.
I'm gonna go a little bit against the grain. I'm gonna go with Purdy.
Oh, okay. I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
And who are we stacking him with?
I want McCaffrey,
Wow.
Putting that
Okay.
in.
and then I'm gonna do the double tight end deal as well.
Who are we going at tight end?
I do like Kraft,
Wow.
So Kraft at the tight
Tight
end
end.
spot.
and then let's go defense. It's very rare that you have access to like an elite defense at a relatively cheap price. So I'm just gonna plug in the 49ers at 3,400.
Okay. Rolls with what you're building.
I'm gonna roll the dice one more time on Green Bay receivers, and I'm going to go Christian Watson at 4,200.
Oh wow, is he expected back and healthy?
Yeah, there's no
tag.
no
this
tag
week.
on him.
That's pretty cheap, Christian Watson, right there.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go Pacheco at the other running back spot.
I think he'll probably be the highest. I think McCaffrey and Pacheco are probably the two highest owned players in Ray's league, right?
Yeah. And then I do like the Shakir call.
I think Shakir's a good cheap play this week.
And then a receiver. Oh, man.
I'm really surprised nobody's talked about Rice after he keeps just blowing up week after week.
Yeah. I'm going to go Ayuk.
Ooh, okay. He's probably going to be low owned.
And then in the flex,
You could go Rice if you wanted.
I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs.
Wow. Okay. That's giving you a really different angle.
Yeah.
So we got Purdy, McCaffrey. We got from that game, and we've got Ayuk, and we're running it back with Watson and Kraft. So we're really high on the high-scoring game
Yeah.
that they're projecting. We've got Shakir's a good cheap play this week, I believe. Watson, who's definitely a good, reasonably priced play. Gibbs, who I think will be really low owned. So you just got no Tampa run back, right?
No.
But we're good. I like it. You got it saved in?
Yeah. Just different.
It is different.
Nice.
Now I got to decide. I'm going to go with something a little bit different. I'm going to go Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
I think that it's hard for he's first time coming to the playoffs healthy. I think I definitely want Likely, right? He seems to be his favorite target.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I'm going to run that back with Nico, right? Nico's been hot.
Yeah. Yes.
So then I'm going to go I'm going to go Kansas City Pacheco, I guess. Actually, you know what? I am going to try to go. We're going to pivot here. We're going to go Bills Cook.
Ooh,
okay.
I like it.
Because I think Kansas City Pacheco is going to be highly played. Let's see. Who else do we like? We've got 5,300. Do I want to go?
5,300. I must be missing something.
I've got
Oh,
Jackson.
you got the what D do you have in?
Bills.
Okay.
I
So
went-
yeah, can you go through your lineup again? Jackson.
Yeah, got Jackson at quarterback.
Uh-huh.
Got Pacheco or Cook at running back.
Right.
Collins at the one spot receiver. Likely Bills. So I'm going to try to see the running back position seems to be the hardest to fill. So I'm going to see what I want to do with this position. I think he's going to be low owned. I'm going to try Rashid White. I'm going to add St. Brown. Ooh, that doesn't leave me a whole lot.
3,200
I'm going to go Singletary instead
instead of
of White.
Okay.
Singletary.
And then who else?
I'm going to leave St. Brown because I love St. Brown.
Yep. So you got 36.5 for the two spots.
Yeah. That's what I see.
I'm going to go Reynolds also. I'm going to double up there. And I don't really love this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go I'm going to run it back with Auden.
All right. Cotton.
We're Cotton. I don't know if I missed that. So we all went two tight ends, right?
No. I went Reynolds.
Oh, so you didn't go
I
with
started
tight
to go
ends.
two tight end, and then I
Did you go two tight ends, or you talked about going two tight ends and you didn't, right?
I think I did go no. Let me see what I did.
So just talking about our three teams and what they all have in common.
Oh no, I did do two. I did Kraft and Cotton.
Yeah. We like Cotton.
No, I did not do two tight ends.
What's your thoughts on St. Brown? Juice, you didn't play St. Brown. We both played St. Brown.
I mean, I love St. Brown. I guess like my feeling on this week is you have to more or less pick a game that you really get a read on, that you feel like you have a read on, and go with that game for the most part. And in my build, I just couldn't fit him in. So that's it. I think he's great. I don't have any issues with him whatsoever. But I'm playing a lot of the Green Bay San Francisco game, so he doesn't fit my build.
I hear you.
I mean, for me, it came down to McCaffrey or St. Brown.
So let's do this because we did that pretty fast. Let's go let's start with Jared. Jared, give us your 3 favorite plays of the week, no matter salary. And they don't have to be in your lineup necessarily because not all lineups fit. But just give me your 3 favorite picks of the week.
I think it's pretty safe to say McCaffrey will probably outscore every single.
So, talking about lineups, I'm the only one who didn't go McCaffrey.
Yeah.
So I was paid up a little bit more at the wide receiver spot, getting two over 7,000.
I think they'll get ahead of Green Bay and just funnel the ball to Christian McCaffrey this week. So I think he's going to have a huge game. I can't really see a scenario where Nico Collins doesn't continue to do what he's been doing because Stroud just keeps funneling the ball to him. So I think he could be a pretty great play this week. And then I got to go with St. Brown. Those would be my top 3. If you can make a lineup and fit those 3 in, you're already sitting pretty good. You could legitimately get 90 points from those 3 guys.
So just give them to us again.
McCaffrey, St. Brown, Nico Collins.
I think those are good ones. Juice, what about you?
They're good. I mean, it's going to be tough to fit all 3 of those.
No, that would be tough.
It would be very tough.
Part of me wants to look back at my lineup because I feel like this could be a Debo week.
Okay.
I think they're going to get really creative with him, possibly.
Yeah, I could see that. They need to make sure McCaffrey needs to be healthy for 3 games in a row here, right?
Yeah.
So I think they do need to distribute the ball a little bit more maybe than they did in the regular season, which could really help Samuel, right?
I mean, let me ask you guys this.
This is where he always comes on anyway, right?
Are you more concerned if you're San Francisco with Green Bay, Tampa Bay, or Detroit?
Probably Green Bay.
I agree. So it's kind of like, do you put all your chips on the table this week and just kind of think that, this is the toughest.
Vegas thinks Green Bay's going to score points. Green Bay scored points against the Dallas defense that people thought was going to give them problems. I mean, obviously going into San Francisco and beating them would be a monumental task for Green Bay. I'm not saying they can't do it, but scoring points is what we need in fantasy, not wins. So,
yeah.
I mean, there's some cheap Green Bay pieces too. We've talked about.
Mm-hmm.
How much is Dobbs? We didn't talk about Dobbs.
Dobbs,
5,600
yeah,
or something?
56.
I mean, you could really stack that Watson, Dobbs, Love, run it back with like Debo and McCaffrey, and then just play the cheap piece. So it sounds like as we were kind of going through it, the cheap pieces we like this week are Shakir, Reynolds, Cotton.
Yep.
Cotton, yeah.
Who are some of the other cheap pieces we're seeing?
Kraft
is somebody we all like that's really cheap.
Did you already say Watson?
I did not. Watson. Oh, I said Watson and Dobbs. Yeah. So anyway, that Green Bay, you could do a lot of things with the Green Bay if you started with the Green Bay stack and then brought some of the San Francisco players back.
We also did talk about Trey Palmer, but he's been getting some run in the last few weeks.
He is another one that he had a great run last week after the catch.
He had
Moore. Was it that Moore for Tampa Bay that had a huge run after the catch?
I think so. Yeah. Because Baker had 3 touchdowns and only, I think,
we didn't say anything about Baker, and he's the cheapest of the 8 quarterbacks.
Threw for 337 yards last week.
And now he's playing indoors, and it gets a team that doesn't give up much against the run. That's why I was going to play White, but then I remember Detroit is really tough to run on. So
yeah, I was messing around trying to see if you could actually fit McCaffrey, Collins, and St. Brown into the same lineup, and Baker was a quarterback I had to use at 6K, but I fit them all in.
Who'd you go with?
Mayfield, McCaffrey, Singletary, Collins, Reynolds, St. Brown, Cotton, Watson, Chiefs.
It's a pretty good lineup.
Like Justin Watson for the Chiefs?
No, Christian Watson.
Christian Watson.
He's only 4,200. He's probably about the same price as Justin Watson. Probably they're probably fairly similar. Okay, my favorite 3. I like Lamar. I think Lamar is going into the playoffs healthy for the first time. They've got the number 1 seed. They've got a great young team in Houston that they're playing against at home. Little weather concerns. I can see them letting him loose though, right? I really like St. Brown. I just think St. Brown's going to get 10 to 15 targets, right? Mm-hmm. And the one that we haven't talked much about that I think that I've had in most of my lineups, and I think you had him in your lineup originally, is Mike Evans. He's coming off a bummer of a game. He's Detroit. The one thing you can do against Detroit is pass it. I can see them throwing it deep to Mike Evans several times in this course of this game. Those are my favorite 3. I like Nico too. I feel like Nico's coming off. May not be the best situation for a lot of Texans this week.
Mm-hmm.
I might avoid some of the Houston just because I'm a little nervous how well Stroud does, and on the road against a really tough place. That place is gonna be pumped up. So
Yeah.
anyway, any other thoughts before we get out of here? Quick show, playoff pivot, little.
I mean, you want my top three?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we did not get your top
No.
three.
No,
Okay.
no. I don't. I think I agree with most everything you guys say. I think I'm not really going to give my top three. I want to.
Give us your top three.
Well, I think Lamar Jackson. Like I talked a lot about Dallas last week being sort of a put up or shut up week. Same thing with Lamar Jackson. Like he's not done well in the playoffs.
No, he hasn't.
And he's probably going to win the MVP award this year. He needs to have a big game. He does.
Yeah, he really does.
And I think he will. But I mean, it would not shock me if he didn't. Houston's kind of on a roll.
Yeah, they are.
And I think kind of the same thing for Buffalo with Josh Allen. I mean, like this is the year that all the stars have aligned for Buffalo.
Yeah.
They were maybe not even going to make the playoffs like 6 weeks
They
ago.
were like a 5% chance
Yeah.
at one
right,
point.
right. And now they're hosting a playoff game in Buffalo against the Chiefs. This is like a career defining game for Josh Allen. So I'm intrigued. But
I wonder what the stats are on how many times Kansas City has eliminated Buffalo from the playoffs.
It's a lot. Or
Well,
recently.
I
Yeah.
think this is the second time in Patrick Mahomes' playoff career that he's been an underdog.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's his first time on the road, right?
Yes. Last year in the Super Bowl, he was an underdog.
Okay.
And then this week is the only two times in his career.
And it's his first road playoff game.
Yes, I believe
Wow.
that's correct as well.
Well, you notice we didn't talk about
Kansas
much,
City.
Yeah, we didn't talk about much Mahomes.
No.
They're hard to read. They don't really, I mean,
The good thing about Kansas City is they really seem to funnel the offense through a few players right now.
yeah, like Rice and Pacheco.
Yeah.
Kansas City's
Kelsey.
Kelsey's like the third option now at this point.
My sneaky plays are going to be, since you guys picked a lot of the top guys, I think Gus Edwards might get like 2 or 3 touchdowns this
Oh, I hope so. I have him on my fantasy postseason.
I can see him getting in the box a couple times. I also expect Jaden Reed to bounce back this week.
yeah, I
Even
can
if
see
it's
that.
in garbage time, I think he's going to get some stats.
Well, I don't. Like we said, we don't think that Aaron Jones is going to go off for 3 touchdowns. So if they do put up some points, it's probably going to come from some more of the
Yeah.
receivers this week.
A lot of people will probably be chasing Dobbs and then forget about Reed.
Yep. And then, I mentioned Debo Samuel. I just feel like he's going to have one of those weeks. So those are my top 3.
Well, I like it. Okay, we're going to get out of here. Short show this week. I got a poker tournament to play, and it's a cold Friday.
Go win it.
Yeah.
And anyway, I like the 3 lineups we built. We talked about even how to even adjust some of the 3 lineups we built. Good luck to everybody out there. Hopefully, we need a big week from all 3 of us to get back
Yeah.
in this thing.
Yes.
Winning a week would be nice too. So
Yep.
Let's just plan on one of these 3 lineups winning this week, and we'll go from there.
I'm still intrigued by the 140-point, almost $1 million winner.
We're
this
gonna try to
week.
figure
That
out
was a
what
smaller tournament. I read it wrong.
that was the best.
A tournament that I should have won because
Pickens,
clearly
10.
everybody sucked in that one.
Swift 10.
I'm going to look at my facial
Did they play Aaron?
expressions when I-
Did they play Aaron Jones?
go.
No, they didn't play Aaron Jones.
No, they did not.
That was a great lineup. I'm glad we spent time on that one. Okay, well, we're out of here. We'll see you guys next. We're here next Friday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you for some more playoff pivot next Friday, and we're out of here.
Yep. See ya.
They just announced, I guess, the World Cup final is going to be in Dallas at Jerry's World.
Oh, nice. That'll be sweet.
That'll be cool. Okay, I'm going to run. It's good to see you.